Hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Jo, this is Joey Sewy, and today I'm going to tell you all about a fabric haul that I've got. So we have 4 fabrics and 2 miscellaneous items that I'm going to talk to you about today. Let's get right into it. So the very first fabric I've got, I was so excited, I cut it out already. This is a fabric from Minerva Crafts and I've got it as part of their blogger network. I'm going to see if I can get you a close-up. It is a Lady McElroy polyester stretch twill and it's a suiting fabric and it's suitable for trousers or making a suit. So my plan is that I'm going to, well, I have, because you can see I haven't got a lot left. Is cutting out some trousers from it, some palisade pants from Paper Cut Patterns as it happens, and it has been really great to work with. It's a fantastic weight for trousers. It hasn't got a huge amount of stretch, which means that it doesn't look anything like stretched trousers, but it has enough stretch that it's really comfortable, and I've really enjoyed working with it. So that is some grey. It looks quite light actually. It's quite a dark charcoaly grey in real life. So the details on this fabric are that it is £10.99 a metre, I am reading this, and it's polyester and spandex or lycra, whichever word you want to use, same thing. Its width is 58 inches, so about 150 centimetres wide, so really good wide fabric. I was able to get a pair of trousers. I'm 5'4". I got a pair of trousers easily out of 1.5 metres, just so that you know. So that is fabric number 1. Fabric number 2 is this lovely, fantastic print. Again, Minerva Crafts fabric. It's sold as a cotton voile, and honestly, I would take issue with that. I don't think it's lightweight enough to be a cotton voile. When it came, and this is true of a lot of fabrics, when they're manufactured, they have a coating on it, but the coating on this was completely changed the nature of the fabric when it arrived. Honestly, it felt like rain coating. So it's been washed a couple of times, and then I tried to give it the softness treatment with bicarbonate of soda, which is the same as I used on my linen in my recent video about how to soften linen. I'll put links here, there and everywhere for it, and that did work, so it has helped. So if I unfold this, you can see that there is some drape, but I would, and maybe this is just my expectations, but I would expect voile to be really soft and really drapey, and this is only quite soft and quite drapey. So maybe I'm being picky, I'm not sure, but I did have to change my plans when it arrived, because I've been planning to make a blouse that was really drapey, and this was too stiff for it. So instead, this is going to be a dress that's not a dress. It's going to be a dress that is actually a skirt and a top that are made out of the same fabric, and I'll show you that in my July sewing video. But it's a lovely print, it's fantastic colour, it's coming up pretty true to life on the camera there, quite retro but also not old-fashioned in my opinion. It's £8.99 a metre, it's 58 inches or 150 centimetres wide, and it is 100% cotton. So there'll be a link to that down below, but I really like this. It would make a great shirt, or the French Navy Morningside shirt that I showed you in my What Have I Been Sewing in June video. If I hadn't just made one of those, that it would have made a really good version of that. It's ever so slightly transparent, so I don't know if you can see me through that, but I can see you. Yeah. Ever so slightly transparent, but not really any more transparent than your classic white shirt would be. So you wouldn't wear a black bra under a white shirt because you'd be able to see it, and it's the same sort of transparency. You're not going to actually be able to see through it, which is kind of what I thought you would get with a voile. Not that that's what I wanted, but that would be one of the things that I would expect. But if you're making something where that matters, you will need to underline it. So that is fabric number 2. Fabric number 3 is my last one from Minerva Crafts. I'll show you that. This one is amazing. I love this so much. It's a bit mad, but I don't care. It is, of course, pink zebra print, naturally. I mean, why wouldn't you? It is just amazing. I love it. I promised myself when I joined the Minerva Crafts network that I wasn't just going to go, oh, give me all the fabric, I want it all. I was going to be very deliberate and considered in what I said I would like to try making. And then I got some pink zebra print. Yeah. But it's lovely. I like it so much. It's scuba fabric, that's what it's sold as. And it does pretty much live up to that expectation. So it's only printed on one side, so you've got the white side which you can just about see the pattern through, and then you've got the printed side which you can really see the pattern through. The pink is a real deep, like what I would call shocking pink, coming up fairly true. It might look a little bit orangey on the camera, which is certainly not the case in real life. I think the pictures on the Minerva Craft website are pretty true to life. It's got a good amount of drape, but good amount of body, and I'm not quite decided what I'm going to make with this yet. I think it's either going to be the Morris blazer from Grainline Studio, which is a jacket that is made for making it out of ponte or scuba. So yep, and I think it would be cool to wear that with jeans or something like that. Or the cardigan that I showed you in my recent video about Pruella.de, that would be really good out of a scuba. And again, I'd be able to use it as a cover up, or a kind of a way to jazz up, I don't like that word, but to jazz up a plain outfit. I mean, you can't get a lot more jazzy than pink zebra print, can you? Probably not. So it's either a long line cardigan type top, or a kind of casual blazer type top, and I haven't quite decided yet what that's going to be. I have 2 meters to play with, so I certainly can't make either, but there's enough here because it's a nice wide fabric. There's enough for either of those. It's $6.99 a metre, and it is 60 inches wide, so again about 150 centimetres wide. It's polyester and lycra, so it's not a natural fabric, but then no scuba is a natural fabric. Obviously it has got stretch, because it's got lycra in, it's got good recovery as well, and it's suitable for anything that a scuba or a ponte would be. So you could make trousers with this easily enough. Definitely make an amazing dress with this, or a cardigan or a blazer like I'm going to make. It's a really versatile fabric, and if you're into pink, if you're into zebra print, then why not have pink zebra print? So those 3 were provided to me free of charge from Minerva Crafts, not to feature them on my channel. I just chose to do that, but so that when I've made something out of them, there'll be a blog post that I give to them. This one I bought with my own money, with nobody else's coercion. Not that there's coercion, but you know, we have to say these things on YouTube, so we're completely transparent, and I'm all for that. This is gorgeous. This is Italian Cupro. Now Cupro is a semi-synthetic in that it's made from vegetable fibres, but it's entirely man-made. And it's a silk substitute, so it's like really heavy sand-washed silk, and it's just gorgeous. Now it's coming out looking very mid-blue on the camera. It's much darker, and in poor light it's almost mistakable for black. If you put it against black, it's definitely not black. So for example, now you see when I stand back, it's hard, you can see more of the true colour, in all honesty. So that's much more of the true colour, is that it is blue, it's definitely blue, but it's a very, very dark, intense blue. The good side, or the usable side of the fabric, has this sand washed effect to it, which the camera is showing you really well. And then the other side of the fabric is much more matte, which you could use that side, but to be honest, it's such a waste because this side is just gorgeous, and it's a very, very good imitation of sand washed silk. It's much heavier than you would expect fine silk to be, so I am planning to make the Palisade pants out of these as well. So if the grey pair goes well, I am planning to make trousers out of this as well, because I don't actually have a pair of classic navy trousers and I need a pair. So this was where I was following what I would like to do, which is to be sensible and considered and deliberate in my fabric choices, and that's what I did here. It was off eBay. It was off a seller who sells wholly, probably wholly. I've only ever seen them selling Italian sourced fabric, so manufactured in Italy. Usually what they are ends of what the fashion industry in Italy has used, so they're leftovers, and they sell them by the half metre, and this was about £5 for a half metre. I recently got a sample of Cupro from Euro Fabrics, which are another eBay seller. They also have a shop on the Goldhawk Road in London, and this is their Cupro, which I was considering buying, and that was like an army green. Again, the colour's quite tricky. Now that retail was about £25 a metre, maybe 23. It was quite expensive, cheaper than silk, but quite a lot. It's a lovely fabric. It's a really lovely fabric, and a little bit lighter weight actually than this stuff has turned out to be. So I wanted trousers, and maybe if I win the lottery, I would still consider this one from Euro Fabrics for trousers, but this is heavier and therefore even better. It's got an absolutely gorgeous drape. It drapes all day long. Look at this. Look at that. It just drapes all day long. But it's also thick enough to be bottom weight trousers. You could also make a relatively heavyweight blouse with it, or it would make a lovely skirt. So anything where you need some drape and you want to pretend that it's silk but not pay silk prices. It isn't the most easy to care for fabric, Cupro. I had to do a little bit of reading, and what I sort of instinctively wondered proved to be true from what people say on the internet, so it must be true if it's on the internet, is that you have to be really careful as you wash and dry it that you don't let it crease, especially when if it sits in the washer after you've washed it for a while, or if you dry it and it is creased while it dries, it will hold those creases. You know, like you get with denim sometimes where the dye changes, or with other fabrics. I've had it with ready-to-wear clothes where if you leave it in a crumpled heap for a while, which life sometimes does to you, when it's wet especially, you will get permanent changes to the fabric which will show creases. So I am going to have to be fairly diligent with looking after these. But I got 1.5 meters, and I'm hoping to be able to squeeze out some trousers with this, but it's beautiful fabric. If you've never used Cupro and you come across it, take a chance on it, because you could just do this all day, stroke it. So the last couple of things I have to show you, they're made of fabric, but they're not cut lengths of fabric. They are these two things, and this is white linen, and this is not, I don't know what it is actually. They are both men's shirts from a charity shop, and they were, I'm just checking, they were £4 each. So this is originally from Gap, and it's a men's white linen shirt. Really basic and simple. So again, I was following my be deliberate, look at classics, because I just kind of feel like I haven't got enough classics in my wardrobe. I've got all the fun stuff like a lot of people who sew. So yeah, it was originally from Gap. It is a men's large, so it's never gonna fit me in that state unless I'm after really big slouchy, but that's not my intention. My intention for both of these is that they get resized, and I'm going to do a tutorial on my channel soon. I tried this out last year with like a Hawaiian print shirt that I found for £1 in a charity shop, and it worked really well. So it's not making a garment all the way from scratch, but it's also a way to get a shirt without sewing a collar and without sewing any buttonholes. Genius, eh? So I was looking for something to do that project with, and I found both of these. So you need something that's much bigger than your body to start with. I loved this. I was only going to get the white, and then I saw this. It's like a khaki green with ink splatters of navy on it. It's brilliant. Really like that. And this was originally from New Look, which is a British fashion high street brand. It is a large size, and I'm just looking for the fabric. I expect it's polyester by the looks of it. Oh no, cotton, 100% cotton. So I've got 100% white linen, and I've got 100% cotton in this khaki and blue, and I'm going to be refashioning them from massive men's shirts into properly fitting women's blouses or shirts. I think I might make the linen one a little bit more feminine and keep quite masculine with this one. So that is coming up on my channel quite soon. So if you happen upon any men's shirts in the interim, keep hold of them, because I'll let you know how you can refashion them. That's it for now. That was my fabric haul. I hope you enjoyed sharing them, and for once quite a few of them are still available if you're watching anytime in the next few months. So there will be links down below, and whatever you're doing with your sewing or your life in the next week, I hope you have a great time, and I'll be back really soon with some more videos. Bye for now.